Welcome to today's Explainer. If you're the kind of person who's always looking for ways to optimize your workflow and just, get a little more out of your day, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're diving into a really profound, but honestly often totally overlooked link. We're talking about the undeniable connection between your living environment and your daily work output. We're going to break down exactly how your physical space acts as the literal foundation for your mental focus. And as you'll see, we'll look at how specific lifestyle choices, like opting for a fully furnished apartment in areas like Bashundhara R, can practically revolutionize your productivity. So get comfortable, and let's transform how you think about where you live and how you work. Let's kick things off with a real question, and I want you to seriously ask yourself this. Have you ever noticed how incredibly difficult it is to focus when your surroundings are noisy or cluttered? Take a second and just genuinely reflect on your current workspace or your home office setup. We live in a wildly fast-paced, high-demand world. We are constantly bombarded with emails, notifications, shifting deadlines. But when you add a chaotic physical environment on top of all that mental load, man, it is literally a recipe for burnout. The pure frustration of trying to hold on to a complex, deep thought while dealing with background noise, an uncomfortable chair, or just a disorganized room, we've all been there, right? It's completely draining. Now, before we really unpack the psychology of all this, it's absolutely crucial to establish where our insights are coming from. Our source material makes it a point to state that they gather data from highly reliable local platforms. They specifically highlight that they collect information from Banglamart.com and Hotels.com BD to source accurate data on furnished serviced apartment rentals. So, what does that mean for us? It means the trends and solutions we're about to discuss are firmly grounded in real, verifiable market data. We aren't just speaking in hypotheticals here. Okay, to give you a quick roadmap for our explainer today, here is our agenda. First, environment and your productivity. Second, evaluating your workspace impact. Third, why location matters most. Fourth, the fully furnished advantage. Fifth, building productive daily habits. And finally, finding your perfect home. Let's dive in. Section 1, environment and your productivity. The unseen productivity drain. You know what's crazy? When we hit a wall at work, we almost always blame ourselves first. We think, oh, I just lack discipline, or maybe we blame our software or our internet connection. We will eagerly drop thousands of dollars on the latest high-end laptops, we upgrade to gigabit Wi-Fi, we download a dozen premium productivity apps, but we completely overlook the most vital factor of the whole shebang, our actual living space. It's a massive blind spot. You can have the absolute fastest computer in the world, but if your chair gives you lower back pain, or the lighting strains your eyes, or the noise from the street shatters your concentration every 5 minutes, that expensive tech is essentially useless. A comfortable, peaceful living space isn't just some nice-to-have luxury. It's a foundational requirement for your concentration, your mental well-being, and ultimately, your highest level of performance. Moving on to Section 2, evaluating your workspace impact, or as I like to think of it, the actual cost of clutter. Let's look at the empirical evidence here. There's a crystal clear cause and effect regarding our surroundings. Notice how a lack of organization directly results in mental clutter, while an optimized space promotes really clear thinking. When your space is a mess, your brain has to subconsciously process all of those visual distractions, and that actively drains your cognitive load. Security is another fantastic example. A lack of security creates this hum of background stress and anxiety, whereas a highly secure environment gives you peace of mind, freeing up your mental bandwidth for deep work. Moving from a disruptive environment to an optimized one creates a dramatic, completely measurable difference in how you perform every single day. Section 3. Why location matters most. Strategy over geography. Up to this point, we've talked about the microenvironment, the four walls of your room. But let's zoom out for a second to the macro environment. Where you choose to live isn't just a geographical choice, it is a strategic career asset. A prime example of this strategic geography is Bashundhara R in Dhaka. Top professionals, expats, and remote workers flock to this specific area because it entirely eliminates logistical friction. You've got planned infrastructure with wide roads, meaning way less time stuck in chaotic traffic. You get a calm, peaceful residential atmosphere, which directly tackles that noise level factor we just talked about. Plus, you have immediate access to reliable internet, strict security, and world-class educational and healthcare facilities right around the corner. Living in a well-planned area means you eliminate all those daily logistical frustrations so you can focus your precious time and energy entirely on meaningful, high-impact work. Which brings us to Section 4, the fully furnished advantage. Zero setup stress. This is where the whole ready-to-work lifestyle comes in. It beautifully illustrates exactly why the traditional rental model is becoming kind of obsolete for focused professionals. Instead of spending weeks hunting for furniture, negotiating with internet providers, and dealing with the nightmare of moving companies, a fully furnished serviced apartment offers a wildly streamlined advantage. First off, immediate comfort. The furniture, the kitchen appliances, the high-speed internet, it's all ready the second you turn the key. Second, reduce stress. You aren't managing household logistics, you're managing your career. Third is better balance. These are professionally designed spaces that actively separate the work zone from the relaxation zone. Fourth, cost and time efficiency. Time is money, right? Bypassing that huge setup phase means you become productive on day 1, not day 21. And finally, flexible living. Whether you're in town for a 3-week sprint or a 6-month massive project, you have options that rigid lock-in leases simply don't allow. Section 5, Building Productive Daily Habits, where routine meets environment. Okay, so a great environment is only half the equation, right? The other half is how you actually utilize it. A high-quality serviced apartment gives you the perfect blank canvas, but you still need to paint the masterpiece. To absolutely maximize your focus, you've got to implement some actionable daily habits. First, establish a dedicated workspace. Even in a gorgeous apartment, please do not work from your bed. Train your brain to associate a specific desk with deep focus. Keep your living areas organized and clutter-free, and hey, a serviced apartment with housekeeping makes this infinitely easier. Follow a consistent schedule, take regular energy breaks, and leverage the proper lighting and ventilation that a premium apartment provides. When your environment actively supports you, limiting distractions and sticking to these routines becomes almost effortless. You aren't fighting your surroundings anymore, you're flowing right along with them. And finally, Section 6, Finding Your Perfect Home, the ultimate solution. We've talked about the theory, we've looked at the hard data, and we've analyzed the daily habits. Now it's time to talk about the ultimate logistical solution that ties this whole thing together. If you are looking for a fully furnished or serviced apartment in Bashundhara R, let REIT Limited help you find the perfect place to call home. They specialize in curating exactly these types of ready-to-work, high-comfort lifestyle spaces. They understand precisely what focused professionals, expats, and business travelers need to truly thrive. They basically take all the friction out of the housing market so you can put your friction-free energy right back into your professional and personal life. Taking action on this is incredibly simple. Just pick up your phone and give them a call directly at +880-1711-993-377. Or you can easily head over to their associated web platform at https://www.hotels.com.bd to explore your booking options and gather more info on these premium living spaces. Seriously, do not let another week go by struggling in a space that doesn't actively support your ambitions. I want to leave you with one final, really provocative thought as we wrap up today's explainer. Look around. Is your current home an investment in your productivity, or is it a barrier to your success? I really want you to think about that. Every single month you pay rent, you should be investing in a foundation that lifts you up, not a barrier you have to climb over every morning just to get your work done. Choose your environment wisely, folks, because it is quietly shaping your entire future. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep learning, stay focused, and I will see you in the next explainer.